to my channel. It's my Gems here. So welcome. Well, official welcome. I'm so excited to finally actually get started on my channel. So pretty much, it's pretty much going to be a channel about all the things I like, anime, as well as, food, because that's my second love in the world. And just anything geeky and nerdy in the world. You might find it here. So, without further ado, I should just introduce myself. Yeah, I already said before, I'm Samaya Gems. Some of you might know my blog, which was my Gems of Life. I started it about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I'll go with a year and a half. Mainly just to help with my anxiety, being that had pretty much an emotional breakdown last year. Yeah, it was a year ago. Due to school stress and a lot of emotional baggage that I was carrying around. And the one thing that I had that I enjoyed more than anything in the world was writing. And then on top of that was anime. In ways more than one, anime has, in many instances, saved my life. In the aspect of being able to be that one thing that I can always go to and watch and would always uplift me and pick me up. I'm sure a lot of people can actually relate to that. So yeah, I pretty much wanted to have a channel, or wanted to talk and have a channel and a place where people can come and watch and feel accepted, because for me, one of my biggest issues in life is the fact of acceptance, and not everyone's going to accept you, and that's hard to get and to come to terms with, especially when you find yourself in a position where you're super nice, and you would think that people wouldn't try and take advantage of you because you're nice, or they'll have some empathy towards you. But in the cruel world we live in, we slowly but surely realize that that's not always the case, and people are always coming to hurt you, to come into your space and degrade you. And for me, I have been through that so many times. Not just being a woman of color, but also just being a blurred in the community. Always getting backlash about things that I like, the way that I talk, and the way that I view the world. At times I feel like people don't understand me, and I'm sure there's other people like myself out there who, for some odd reason can't always find a group or find anyone to hang with, because of the fact that no matter which group they are in, they're pretty much on the outskirts. That's pretty much my story. I'm always on the outskirts of every friend group I'm ever been in. The only friend group I wasn't on the outskirts was, and even then I was, so never mind. I was gonna say elementary, but I was on the outskirts for that too, but not for the reasons of me being me, for other reasons, but for every friend group I've had, even in college, I find myself always on the outskirts, because I guess I'm that mama bear, or that goody two shoes, or that person that don't do certain things. I'm pretty much a homebody. Yes. So ultimately, I wanted to create a space where blurs, nerds, alternative girls, all of the above can, come and discuss things with me, pretty much become my friends. Sounds kind of, but I mean, being able to have, a friend that you can count on, that will always, make you laugh, or would be able to share your nerdy thoughts, maybe answer some of your questions that most people around you can't answer or won't answer, because in their heads they're not nerds, or they're just in denial of how nerdy they are, or they just don't really care about you. And I've been there, done that, and I've honestly wanted to make a YouTube, sorry, forever, pretty much. The same aspect of, wanting to share, anime and everything to the world, and, you know, hear, other people's thoughts and feelings about anime and share my own opinions on different animes as well as like just in general, any nerd culture topic that comes up that seems to be influencing nerd community or discouraging the nerd community. I kind of want to talk about that, 3.5 years, I would turn to friends and be like, let's make a YouTube. Let's do this. Let's do that. Because they all have beautiful talents and, talents that they could show off and actually, share. But because they're so scared of putting themselves in the position of a camera, showing their flaws, all of those things, they become scared and ultimately won't want to necessarily feel comfortable in front of a camera. Um, for me, I was kind of feeling that same way, hence why I wanted to have a channel with more people and, you know, share that vibe with them. But ultimately, that's not what happened, mainly because of the fact that, you know, they just weren't willing, which is okay. um, so I had a train of thought. I just forgot it. Anyway, so yeah. So basically this channel will just be, I wanted to make it unique. Basically something that's not every YouTube, well, I mean technically there are YouTubers doing it, but not every like nerd vlogger or nerd YouTuber or gaming YouTuber is doing. So I wanted to mix two of my favorite aspects of my life, which is eating and anime, and put it together. So it's pretty much going to be called Slurp N Chills. I think honestly my channel is going to be a holistic channel. So there will be like the Slurp N Chills, which are pretty much like mukbangs. Me eating and slurping. um, uh, and just chilling with you guys and talking about anime or nerd culture as a whole. So that would be pretty cool. But I also feel like I would have a vlogging side, maybe showing me do makeup. That's a story for another day. In fact, that could be a whole nother segment in life. What else? Just all inclusive. Like I'm up to all ideas. So if you have ideas of what you think I can do for the channel, definitely put it below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think because your opinion matters to me. Yeah. So without further ado, since it is my first Slurp and Chill on this channel, official Slurp and Chill, because I know I'm about to get some people. Because I posted a video earlier. It was just to like just have something on the channel, because I was still trying to figure out how to work YouTube, because YouTube's interesting. When it comes to finding things, especially on your phone. So I think I'm gonna experiment a bit and do some stuff on my 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 computer. Wow, I am blanking. But just for editing purposes and stuff like that. So without further ado, so I originally wanted to do my first mukbang, pretty like traditional, with ramen and all of that jazz, which I actually bought the ramen. It's in the house, but I'm not gonna do it mainly because of the fact that homegirl's on a diet. It just so happens I get everything together to start my channel, and one hit after the other, I realize, whoa, I can't break my diet because I need to stay on this diet because I have stuff planned for a few weeks from now that require me to have an amazing body, which I don't have still. But, the diet's helping, to keep maintaining, what I already have so that I'm not going all over the place body-wise. Yeah. So, unfortunately, ramen is kind of, it's up there on my cannot eat list, being that they're noodles. So, I had a thought that pretty much there's other things in this world you can slurp because it's a slurp and chill. My sister got on me for saying that earlier, but I'm still saying it anyway. So my mom love her because I'm actually on break from school. Oh, I didn't even go into all of that. Well, I think I might just make a separate video Q&A after, just if you're curious of my life outside of YouTube. But yeah, sure. So I'm pretty much on break still. I'm actually going back next week to school. So I'm here at my mom's house. So the environment most likely will change for the videos. But yeah, so she made her signature soup. Ooh, that's gonna spill. Yeah, her signature Caribbean soup with cow foot. Or is that cow foot? I'm gonna assume it was cow foot. Okay. Sometimes I really don't know what my mom has in it. I just eat it because it's good. Yeah. And then we just have some signature water in this cute little bottle. I wonder, I stole my sister's because mine is upstairs. But I'm curious. Oh, it still lights up. It's still breathing, guys. It's still breathing. Right. But it's not changing color like it used to. I'm actually confused. Or is it? Isn't it cute? Isn't it beautiful? It's holistic. And it has like 3 different settings. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. I think hers broke. Because originally it's supposed to change like 5 different colors. Mine does at least. So maybe she broke hers. She can't say I did it though, because I met it like this. So if it's on the record, I met it like this. I just tried it on camera. Oh, I still have this little heart on my hand. Isn't it cute? I don't know. Yeah, there it is. But anyway, so yeah. So let our first official Slurp N Chill mukbang begin or commence. Commence was better. Commence. Alright, so today I pretty much wanted to like be traditional. Just like my one of pretty much on my blog, my first anime post was pretty much about like my favorite anime of all time, like 10 of my most recommended animes for newbies. Um, I feel like 10 is a lot to go through. 10 is very much a lot to go through. So I'm just gonna talk about like my ultimate like go-tos animes even now if I'm feeling pretty low. Not in any order, but I feel like there's some that each person is different. Some animes that you just can't live without. And I pretty much have those. So yeah, so let's get started. I'm gonna take a sip first because it's a sip Slurp and Chill. Can't talk. Slurp and Chill. Yes. So let's go. Oh, okay. I thought it was a bone. I'm gonna slurp again. Mm. My mom knows how to make good soup. That's what. I'm surprised it didn't get cold from all the talking I was doing. Mm. So, one of the animes that I can't live without. Um, let's start with a classic. So, for me, I like classic animes. I like the ones that came out in the 90s in the sense of like or the early 200s because some of the 2000s, not 200s. Wow. That would have been very old. Anime wouldn't exist. Right, okay. Anyway, um but I like the old animes mainly because it just has that not rustic. It's more like nostalgic feel because I grew up with anime, watching anime from since I was what 4. If Pokemon and Digimon and all of those count, for sure they do. So yeah, I've been watching anime from since God knows, from baby. So, but you know, watching the ones that are just nostalgic feeling because it's like, oh, I remember this, or I remember parts of it, and I remember loving it as a kid, and being able to like watch it over makes all the difference. An anime like that for me, believe it or not, is not Pokemon. Like, I can make a separate video, a separate Slurp and Chill on the reasons why I do not like Pokemon. I would rather watch Yu-Gi-Oh all day than watch Pokemon. I shall not go into it. It, it is a bone that I have to pick with all the people who rave over Pokemon. Like when Pokemon Go came out, I literally was looking back and forth and like sitting there like, so what about Yu-Gi-Oh though? Yu-Gi-Oh was a better game. Like why are we going around Central Park looking for a legendary Pokemon? Like you guys don't have anything better to do with your lives. Like anyway, not to come at everybody that likes Pokemon, but seriously, it's not my vibe. It's not my thing. So, but the anime for me was actually one of them was One Piece. So One Piece, I started watching One Piece. I don't remember the age, honestly, but I remember the channel it used to show on because my parents they did not believe in cable, still don't, and I don't blame them. Cable can be really like you can't really control what your kids watch on cable. Like, mm, like they can roam. It's like the internet. They can roam freely, and my parents weren't with that at all, and I don't blame them. Plus there's free TV. So during the week, and everybody else is talking about all the cartoons they went home and watched, I never really watched them because it wasn't on my television. However, every weekend, specifically every Saturday, all of the cartoons that usually would show on regular television, well, not all of them, but a good amount of them, like the popular ones, which definitely show up on Saturday mornings on the regular networks that we're on. My favorite channel back then was 4Kids TV. Don't exactly know what channel that was, but I was I was hyped when 4Kids TV started. Why? Because it pretty much showed all the anime shows, Yu-Gi-Oh. I think they did Pokemon. They definitely did Digimon. They did Winx Club. They did One Piece. They did Maggie. Like they did all like it was a mixture of anime and like regular shows that didn't show on like Channel 7, which was all like the Disney Channel shows, so Kim Possible, Power Rangers, all those shows showed up on Channel 7. And then there was another channel that showed like Rugrats and something else. But 4Kids was my channel because One Piece showed. I honestly don't remember how I got into One Piece. It was like an accidental thing. I think it was like I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And they were like One Piece, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. The stretchy guy. Okay, I see him all over like the commercials, but I never got to watch the show. And because they changed the arrangement of when the show comes on, I was able to watch it one time, and I was totally hooked. Luffy became like my all-star, like man, Sanji, I love him so much. And Nami, all the people from One Piece were just my jam. Like I would literally get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning because that's when it started to air for a while at 6. Literally get up at 5 o'clock, sneak upstairs, turn on the TV to watch Sanji kick somebody or Luffy literally not listen and eat his belly full. Like I used to do that and just be satisfied with life. Um, um, Same with Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi is also another show that I can watch over and over again without having any issue. With the aspect of I just loved Yu-Gi and like the original Yu-Gi-Oh. That is, I mean the newer version, well not the newer version, but as the seasons went on and the new variations of Yu-Gi-Oh started, I kind of got lost. I'm not gonna lie. would most likely have to catch up with all of that. But the original Yu-Gi-Oh was super fun to watch. Plus, the theme song was on point. So, like, I used to go around going, la la let's do 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 all the time. Like, it was so annoying. And, my dad knew how much I loved Yu-Gi-Oh too, because every time it would come on, he knew, and he'll come upstairs right before he goes to work, and right it gets there, he's like, let's do 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 do, and we all would say it at the same time. Yeah, I was that kid. Okay, leave me alone. Okay, but wow, I'm talking and not eating. Ooh, some mukbang this is. But yeah, One Piece is definitely one of my go-to animes today. Even today, I still watch it. Speaking of which, I missed an episode. I need to go watch that. But I love how One Piece still goes on. And some people joke about the fact that it started in like 1998 and it's still going now and it's saying to be continued like it always did in the beginning. Like, I find that amazing, and it's not like it gets old. The only thing I have to like reprimand them on, the episodes definitely got shorter. They recap pretty much everything that happens in the previous 2 episodes in the beginning of every episode. If you're watching, you don't need that. I don't get that. Like, why are you doing that? The only people who are going to be watching is the people who are obviously dedicated to the show. If you're already at what, episode 398, what do I need a whole recap of 397 for? Or 396 and 397? That don't make no sense. Like, that's the only thing I have a problem with. Like, watching it, I'm sitting there like, you just wasted 3 minutes of my time, 3 to 4 minutes of my time recapping. Then on top of that, I have to wait another 3 to 4 minutes you're wasted because you got the beginning, the intro. What's that called? It's not an intro. It is the theme song, the beginning. Like, it's not gonna come to me. No. But anyway, you have that. They have to play the new theme song that they have for the quarter and the new opening. There we go. They have to do the opening and then they do the recap. By the time you're done, it's already been 10 minutes past. And the episode is 24 minutes long. So why did you waste my time? Yeah, so why did you waste my time? Trying to get this working. Okay. Yeah, so why did you waste my time? Like, I could have been just watching the show. That's the only thing about One Piece that now, because I know I'm not crazy. If you believe the same thing, comment down below, because I know I'm not crazy. The episodes used to be longer in the beginning. All of a sudden, they just be cutting short. Like, you got me waiting a whole next week to see how many episodes has it been so far that Luffy's still fighting the same exact guy? I think 5. Why is it 5 episodes long? When I could read one chapter of the manga and I'll be done and already passed. That's why I honestly, some people are gonna be like, just read the manga. I really want to. I have, and it's been biting me in the butt because I read up to where Big Mama, or is it Big Mom? What, you know who I'm talking about. She ended up wrecking the ship. She gets the food. Well, she gets the cake. All of that. I read that. Plus, on top of that, I read when Luffy beat. I forgot his name. I'm bad with name, guys. You're going to learn that very quickly. The mochi guy. I read that already. So, if I read all of that, and then I'm waiting for the anime to catch up, I'm wasting my time. So I stopped reading. But then at the same time, they move so slow because they take 10 minutes of your 24 minutes and make it a recap story. Alright. Anyway. So I talked about One Piece. I talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Another anime I can't live without. My sisters know I'm guilty of this. I have watched Boys Over Flowers like over 15 times. I just watched it not less than a week ago. I was sitting in my bed and I said, I want to see Tsukasa. Yeah. So, Boys Over Flowers, I talked about it not briefly, but like in my mock video. It's all about Boys Over Flowers, but I'm most likely going to do another one because I'm going to delete that video very soon. In fact, maybe after I edit this one. But Boys Over Flowers is definitely my jam. Like, I'm not much, and that's ironic because I'm more of a like adventure type of watcher. Like, I love adventures. I love adventures. If there's a mix of romance, it makes my heart happy. But I love adventure. Like, no, like Black Clover right now is the thing. What else? Man, I forgot the one. Radiant is my thing. Anything like that at all. Seven Deadly Sins, like anything with an adventure built in it, I will love. There's gonna be maybe some aspects of it that I might not like, maybe the graphics or something like that, or like the characters itself. But other than that, I love adventures like I do. So when I say I liked Boys Over Flowers, it was mainly because it was relatable. And I love things that are relatable. You'll find that out very quickly, that I just like not just shows, but life to be relatable. And being able to connect with someone. And Boys Over Flowers was that show. It maybe was very superficial in the aspect of how would this happen anytime in real life? Like the poor girl finding the richest guys in school to hang out with. Maybe not ideal, but guess what? There is someone out there living that. But it was the concepts that, you know, she was going through. Love, communication, you know, those things we all go through. I suffer with communicating my feelings all the time. And as I watched the show, I saw myself so much in Tsukushi that I was just like, if I were to find some rich guy somewhere, this would be my story. Like, I would be that crazy. Like, when she drop kicked him in the head, I said, oh, I can't drop kick him in the head, but he sure would have gotten my fist. Like, she was so me on so many levels that it just, that's maybe why I like it so much, you know? And, you know, her relating with her and understanding why she makes certain decisions, and some of them I was like, I would never do, or like she could have chose something different, but at the same time, like, I was learning from it, you know, instead of keeping my feelings to myself or not knowing how to feel, you know, reevaluate my feelings, not keep the person that likes me on the run every 5 seconds, you know, be true to who I am no matter what happens. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of morals, like moral code woven in the fabric of Boys Over Flowers, and that's maybe why I like it so much. I guess that was Yu-Gi-Oh! Boys Over Flowers. I spoke about One Piece, yeah. I am slowly losing my thoughts. I guess I should talk about one more. One more anime I like. There's so many. I'm trying to think of some. Oh, how can I forget? One of my ultimate favorites, Bleach. Bleach is my ultimate favorite. So Bleach. I know I'm gonna get so much backlash for this, but Bleach is one of my favorite animes of life. I'm not gonna lie, I've watched the anime over 30 times. That's an exaggeration, maybe over like 20. But I've watched it over and over and over again. Now, here's the thing. Here's the deal. I am not going to deny that the creators for the anime did Bleach dirty. I'm not going to deny that at all. Because that is the truth. The anime pretty much ends halfway in Ichigo's story. Like, how do you end an anime that's supposed to... I'm confused. Like, I'm to this day, I need the creators to say something. Like, maybe they have, but I wasn't that deep into it. But I'm kind of confused. You got the manga continued. How many volumes is there? Like, over 15. And you're telling me that you ended after he... It wasn't after he hit his Bankai. It was... Yeah, wasn't it? Like, you end pretty much... He didn't hit his highest, like, formation. Like, he never even got there. It low-key drives me nuts. Like, they did not give Bleach a fair chance. And I get mad when everyone's always, like, other, nerds out there turn around and be like, Bleach is the worst anime ever. It's the worst anime ever because the creators did them dirty. If you read the manga, it's an amazing, like, his story, like, yes, Ichigo can be very interesting, but I love the fact that he was always a character that fought. And what I loved even better is that he didn't win all his fights. Ever. Yes, he'll go in a corner and mope. Yeah, he'll feel like the whole world is ending, but guess what? That's what makes him relatable, just like every other human being out there like me and you. That's maybe why I liked it the most. He was relatable, once again. Relatable. His sisters were relatable. Even in the most non-pragmatic situation ever, like him ending up in the underworld, pretty much is the underworld, becoming a soul reaper, substitute soul reaper, like, all those things are superficial, but all his struggles with life, all, in general, him breaking through his barriers and becoming a better person, that's all things that we go through on it every day, and it might not be in the same aspect that, like, literally he had to do it or else he would have been killed, but at the same time, it's almost like it would teach you. It's teaching you life morals. It went through 4 or 5 of them. Yeah. Yeah, it was just casual. Next time, I'll be more like, almost like you would have, like, no cards. Fling them at the camera. At you guys, with all the information and stuff. Because I have, like, so many concept ideas for, this channel. But if you do have any ideas or things that you want to see and hear, please comment below. I love comments. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. If you guys stayed this long, I love you guys. Please do subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel and get notifications. I forgot to say that in the beginning, yeah. But, subscribe and, stick with me because I'm new at this whole thing. And, of course, it's going to take some time before I actually get to know how to do this and feel more comfortable. But, it would be great to have a little community to talk to. When I started my vlog, my initial thing was, I don't care for likes too much. Views, okay. But I realized when I started getting views and I started getting, those like buttons, I was never getting any comments. And it was really getting to me because I wanted to hear back from the people who were reading my stuff or reading my articles, what they thought, how they felt. I would ask questions in my article, but it felt like no one ever saw it because every time I asked a question or asked opinions, I never got them. And that is the most, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's the most frustrating thing to deal with as someone putting out information, because you want to hear back, you want to get input, you want to hear, girl, you don't stare at the camera. Oh, I should do that more. Or girl, you talk too much. You should, level back. I would love to hear that too. Or maybe you should eat more. Yeah, because I definitely didn't eat as much. I mean, yeah, I kind of did, but you know, those kind of comments I love, because that means you care enough to leave something behind, and give an input on my channel, which is something I really would appreciate. So pretty much that is it for my mukbang today. I did eat a lot. Not really. No, actually I did. It's pretty much. But I'm kind of full now, so I'm just gonna drink the water. I love this bottle. It's so cute. But yeah, so as I said before, if you guys lasted this long, I'm highly surprised. But if you lasted this long, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Seriously, like and subscribe, comment, comment, as well as just, comment if you like the video, what's your favorite, all-time animes that you always go back to watch over and over and over again ad nauseum and not get tired of. Or just comment ideas of what you would like to see on my channel. I would appreciate that too. As well as, if you have time, you can also, the links of all my social media is going to be down below. So if you don't follow me on any of my social medias, you might want to go do that, because I might also like post sneak peeks of like when I'm coming out with videos on my channel. I'm in fact planning to do that. Like little snippets of when a video of like pretty much of a video, and I'll post that to my actual feed, so that you guys know that a video is actually going to be in my in my link in my Instagram. I am prevalent on Twitter, sort of speak, but I'm more on Instagram these days than Twitter, mainly because I don't know, Twitter gets boring sometimes, if like you don't have, a lot of people to talk to, or things just disappear. Yeah, so definitely subscribe. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. So as I said before, like and subscribe, please do, and comment. Don't forget to comment. So as I used to say on my blog, as always, stay cool, stay classy, and as always, stay Gemzy. Be the best gem that you can be, always. Bye.